Hello everyone, Republic Jim here. Just wanted to talk a little today about how to maintain cold adaptation with the warmer weather coming on. First of all, I wanted to point out that as I've mentioned in previous videos about brown adipose tissue and cold adaptation, I don't recommend this for everybody, especially if they have any underlying medical issues or heart problems or anything like that, anything that would be bothered by sudden exposure to cold. And also, I should mention that I'm not specifically trying to just adapt to the cold. I want my body to be able to respond to warm temperatures too. I don't want to limit myself to only being able to function in the winter. I need to be able to do things when it's hot and uncomfortable in the summer also. So I don't want to go around all day with like a cold vest on or something like that and just strictly be adapted to the cold. So at any rate, here's just a couple of thoughts I have on what I'm doing now. First off, in this area at least, even though it is spring, I have to point out that it is still somewhat chilly at night. We're having lows in the upper 30s, low 40s. So in the morning, I'm still getting some cold exposure when I drive to work. I have my windows open. I don't wear a coat. I'm comfortable with just being in a polo shirt or whatever. And so I get some exposure there. I deliberately do what I can to maximize that cold weather exposure. I also would say at night I'm sleeping with less covers on, doing whatever I can to keep the room a little bit cooler. This spring and summer, as it warms up more, I expect that I'll go out and spend 1 or 2 nights out camping out on the property, and at that point I won't be using a sleeping bag or anything like that. Again, I'm not going to do anything where I'm risking hypothermia, but I just want to be able to experience the cold a little more, push the limits for my body, and just keep that adaptation going as much as I can. Obviously, no matter what I do, it's never going to be the same as when it's down near zero in the winter, but I take whatever opportunities I have in the warmer weather to try to still maintain some of that, keep the brown fat cells happy and hopefully not lose too much of that during the summer. And then another thing that I've started doing again just recently is I've gone back to taking Scottish showers. Now, for anyone that doesn't know what that is, that's basically just having a regular hot shower, but then at the end of it, switching to straight cold water and spending 2-3 minutes or whatever just in the cold. I know I've read online some people just recommend pure straight cold showers with no hot whatsoever. I'm not going to do that personally just because I happen to enjoy hot showers. It's relaxing. I don't find cold showers relaxing in any way, but I do like the effect that the Scottish shower has. And I'll tell you, just from experience, even 2 or 3 minutes like that, just switching from hot to straight cold, definitely wakes me up, gets my attention, causes a reaction in my brown fat. Once I get out of that cold water, I find that my whole body just warms up really quickly because I'm generating that heat to try and stay warm. And just so people understand, I'm not talking about just slightly cool water. This time of year, our well water comes out pretty cold, I guess because of the aquifer just having that influx of cold water from the winter. But the other day I put a thermometer under it, and we're getting right at 40-degree water out of the tap, and that's certainly enough to get a reaction when you switch from hot too cold. I've just over the last few days, I've gotten to where I can just shut the hot water off completely just in one shot and not make any gradual transition or anything, and still maintain fairly regular breathing. It takes a little while to overcome that gas reflex, but with a little practice and conditioning, you can get to where you can just continue doing deep breathing even with the sudden change in temperature. And I found that that's really helpful with the cold adaptation. As I go through the summer, if I keep doing that, then by the time it starts getting cold again in the fall, it doesn't take all that much effort to make the transition and start getting back into just being out and about in cold weather without a coat or anything. So anyway, that's just a few of the things that I've been doing. If I have any other ideas that come up along the way, I will update again on this. And of course, in the fall, when we do get colder weather, then I'll give periodic updates on the cold adaptation process again. So until then, I will just go ahead with what I'm doing, and we'll see how it works out during the summer. I'll talk to you later.